I think so.
Okie dokie. Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Kevin right here with Adrian. This is an impromptu emergency press conference. We're doing this fun because I woke up today and last night everything was around like 12 to 15%. Like, it's just another dip, right? But then when I woke up, I was like, what? Like 30 to 50%? This was like really similar to the flash crash of March 2020. And we saw like true capitulation candles today. Like it bounced hard down and then bounced back up, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, Adrian, but that's a sign of like capitulation wick happening. And
Yeah,
that's
could be,
potentially
yes.
good for us, right? I don't know. We usually don't see these in bull markets, so that's really weird in my gut reaction. But we had to do one right now. Thank you everyone for joining us today. For those of you who haven't been here before, we do this once a week, usually on the weekends, and we spend a lot of time there preparing like great analysis, getting a lot of different articles, and just being really organized. But today we're gonna have to shoot from the hip a bit, so please forgive us if we're a little bit disorganized and we have to find tweets on the spot, find articles on the spot. Take some more time for you guys because we literally came up with this idea to have this live stream like a couple hours ago. So we only had a few, just a few hours to prepare. And so if you have articles or if you have news or topics that you caught, then please write that in the live chat too so that we can check it out live with y'all right now in this next hour. Anyways, my name is Kevin. I'm here with Adrian. Two of us are your longtime hosts from BFB. If you don't mind supporting us by smashing a like button and type in the live chat freely, we will definitely get to all your questions. Today's topics
And
did...
and and
Yeah, go ahead.
and welcome to the people in the live chat. Good time, Dave Douglas, Diana M, and Edampur.
To the moon,
They're
Malik Media.
sending us love.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I see a lot of people that we recognize. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you all for being here. So, topics today. Did Papa Elon, who a lot of people hate these days, cause this? Yet another China ban? Freaking Chinese manipulation with the whales. Is it the Dave Portnoy top? Remember, he bought SafeMoon a few days ago. Were the technical traders right versus the fundamental traders? And then any live chat question that you may have. So, like I said, it's going to be shoot from the hip, but bear with us. We have a lot of interesting stuff we want to touch on today. And just starting off, let me go to screen share. So this has all already recovered a bit, but you know what's crazy, Adrian? This was down like 30 to 50% when I woke up today. So it bounced
Right.
back a
Yeah.
bit if you see. But it's a freaking
I,
fire
I
sale.
I saw the low was like just off of 30,000,
Yeah. Some people
something,
caught
like a
that.
few dollars.
Some people caught that. I bought the dip, folks. I bought the dip, but I was only able to catch it at 39,000, not 30,000, because it bounced up so fast and I had some things to do in the morning. Ethereum, I saw down to like 2,000, and
Right.
all these other overpriced altcoins are now at a huge discount. So if you were patient, now you can get them at such a juicy discount. Like, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Let's look at this. A lot of them bounced, but yeah. This is... Here, let me show you this tweet. Can you see this? Yes, you can see this.
Yes.
Okay, this is from SJ. Shout out to SJ. Bitcoin getting a bounce at the bottom while most retail traders are locked out of Coinbase. Someone out there is getting a good price. It's not the little guy. Looks fishy to me. Look at this. All the
Usually
way
it's not the
down.
little guy.
All the way down. And we were locked out of Coinbase. Like, boom. That's why I
At
bought up
what at
here.
what at what point were people locked out of Coinbase?
I mean, pretty much most morning, I would say.
Almost morning. Okay.
Yeah, and one sec. Let me see if Coinbase is still doing this right now because this is something that I haven't seen before, but a new feature that that they no, they didn't. It's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. Um, okay, but this is what I saw. Okay, they put out a waiting room. You know how everyone
Oh,
complains
yes, I
because
saw something about that.
in times of high demand, we can't access Coinbase because like millions of people are trying to log in at the same time. And so before there's like a free for all, like yeah, some one or two people may be able to access Coinbase, but everyone else is locked out. Or even if you're lucky and you're in, your trades are not going through. So I was thinking the whole time, or I've been thinking about this for years now. I was like, why not just throttle the people who get let in, like a queue per se, outside of the site? And lo and behold, they did that this morning. If you logged in, it said there is too much traffic. You are in a queue. Please wait an hour. And depending on how people shuffle in and out, you'd have to wait that long before you get access. So that is so funny that Coinbase launched that feature. And someone was saying that, they ran out of all other options if they have to resort to a waiting queue to get it. Wow. What do y'all think? I know a lot of y'all in the live chat use Coinbase too. So did anyone wait in line? I don't have it to show, but wait, do I have it in my, one sec. I might have a screenshot for you all. Let me see. Where is it? Is it this?
So that's actually why I usually, if I'm looking at buying the dip, I would always have some orders in the order book, like if overnight panic or anything is happening, then at least my orders are already in the order book, right? Independent if I can log in or not.
That's a pro tip. And look at this. This is what I saw earlier. I took a screenshot, and this was in the morning. Last updated 9:13 a.m. Estimated wait time more than 2 hours. We are experiencing high volume of traffic and using a virtual queue. I have it for y'all. Here it is. Coinbase's waiting line that we might see more in the future at times of high volatility. um,
I
yeah,
think
so
at least it's a better option than just a few people getting in and the rest just being shut out. I mean, it shouldn't be the case, but if that's the technological problem Coinbase is having, this is at least like a marginal improvement, right?
yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I want to move on to Elon Musk. And I think, oh, I almost want to say poor guy because sure, he might like cause a little bit of the dump earlier last week or so, but I don't think we can blame like all of this on him. This is like way more than just his tweets, to be honest. And everyone really turned on him. He
Oh,
used to be
absolutely.
so beloved by crypto people. And now like all the comments are people hating on Elon. They're like, "Oh, he needs to shut up. He needs to stop posting on Twitter, mind his own business." People were even saying that they're going to sell all their Tesla shares to like get back at Elon. But look, he personally, I want him as a supporter and not an enemy of Bitcoin. I think more supporters, especially um, big, successful, popular people like him, the better. But he posted today, Tesla has diamond hands, and he said that Tesla did not sell their Bitcoin yet, and he has diamond hands. So that was also curiously timed. I think someone said that he caused a pump with that tweet too. That's crazy how Elon
Like the recovery.
yeah, the recovery pump. That's crazy how he has so much power in his tweets. I mean, he does
Can
have
you can you pull up the Willy Woo tweet that I sent you, which ties in with this
yes.
actually?
Yes, where is it? Let's see. Ah, right here.
That's not him, or yes.
Elon, a single opinion talking up and down the market tells me how niche and small crypto is. 2% of the world is tiny. That is very true. And he said this a few days ago. I mean, heck, Elon has the ability to pump like Tesla stock and things like that, so he can pump a lot of stuff. But that we are still early, in my opinion, and this huge swings from things like China ban from Elon's tweets and whatnot is just proof of that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And let's see. Let us go to the live chat a bit. Thank you everyone for joining once again. If you don't mind giving us a quick like, that would be amazing. Like I said, this is an impromptu live stream. Usually ours are way more organized and we do a lot more analysis. But this was like we planned this 2 hours ago. So really appreciate y'all joining us. Let's check some of the live chat. Okay, all these hellos. Okay, Elon tweeted Diamond Hat. Yes, Lax Lifters, Mario. Let's see. Bought a lot, bought the dip. Tether
To the
jumped.
moon says India is about to regulate cryptocurrencies as well.
Yeah,
So
that was announced a
more
while
FUD
ago,
coming
though.
up.
That was the same news announced several months ago, though. But they give people like a grace period before it became like truly enforced.
Mhm.
But Dave Douglas said that Tether jumped up to 1.36. Dang, I set some sell orders for Tesla like at 1.001. So I was getting more dollars than I had tethers. But that is a huge jump. Texas Patriots shakeout for all the weak lettuce hands. Yeah, lettuce hands, paper hands, tofu hands. We don't like that, right? We want diamond hands, forged by fire, forged by 50% corrections, hodling strong.
But it takes practice
It
to
does.
get
It
diamond
does.
hands.
To be honest with you, I saw these big crashes and I was like not even worried at all today. Like I feel like before.
You were texting me with capitals, right?
Oh,
You usually don't do that. So
that's
you
just
were
for
sort
emphasis.
of,
That's out of excitement and like we got to do this live stream now. But yeah, I mean, honestly, my worry level is like nothing. But I know a lot of like newbies, especially in retail, they're really worried right now. Like some friends of friends, they've been like saying, "Hey, should I sell? Should I sell right now? Is this the peak?" I don't think it's a peak. And I think we're still on the way. But oh, a side tangent right now. This is not one of our topics today, but remember that pi cycle top indicator that we were talking about that I said was a fairy tale? It was
yes,
those two moving averages crossing that has historically marked macro tops, like within plus or minus a few days.
I
This
remember that.
looks freaking like crazy, like yet another coincidence and freaking voodoo magic. It
Yeah,
was at like the
the only problem.
63K levels when that crossed.
Right, right.
Oh my
But the only
goodness.
problem with that indicator is you don't have a point to get back in, right?
No, it's just supposed to mark the macro top. I still think it's voodoo magic fairy dust because it's literally just like 111-day moving average and the 350-day moving average times two. Like what random numbers? They have zero meaning. Here, let me just show you guys in the live chat too, just for more like a visual emphasis. Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Let me screen share right here. Okay. Okay, so see this pi cycle top indicator. It has historically been effective in picking the timing of market cycle highs within 3 days. It uses the 111-day moving average and a newly created multiple of the 350-day moving average. And historically, it has caught the peaks. Like you can't really see that well here. Let me zoom in for y'all. See, it catches the peaks really well in the past. But right now, it has signaled another potential macro peak at the 63,000 levels and is going down now. And this is a little bit lagged. It should be like down further now. But that is uncanny, isn't it? I don't believe it. I still don't believe it, even with another potential data point.
We'll probably only know if it's any worth in about 10 years, perhaps.
Yeah, and Tower 565 says BTC. Yeah, I woke up the same time as him. or him or her said BTC was at 30K and ETH was at like 2,000. It was crazy times. India buy two. Yeah, you guys got buys in. That's good. That's good. Let's see.
I think
Dang. Okay.
when I first saw anything about price today, it was around 32, and I was like, okay,
Did you
we have
get?
a big dip.
See, those capitulation candles are always like so hard to catch though, because that's the point, right? I remember you put out a piece. You did a lot of research on what capitulation looks like. And you said it was like sometimes a rounded bottom, other times it was a really strong drop with like a bounce back, right? Like that's what they historically have looked like. Two ways of showing capitulation. But my question
Right.
is, why are we
Because
having
it's
capitulation during a
part of the, because it usually, in the context that I was bringing that in the video, was in the market cycle, because
yeah,
every market cycle has like a capitulation phase,
yeah,
which
exactly.
is usually at the end um, of a bear market.
Yeah.
However, we have had like big wicks during a bull market more often, right? So
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
really something special.
Exactly.
In
Okay.
fact, we had a very long run up uh, without any interruption already, which is like, I think,
Very
one of the
uncanny.
longest
Exactly. Exactly.
historical run ups without any
That's
significant correction.
that's
If you
what I
look like
was.
the picture that I saw, that I sent you before,
Yeah, let me show you. Let
about
me
the
grab that.
2017 run up, we had like many significant dips, which I think we didn't even had so far. So,
Okay, here you go, folks. This is the one that Adrian made. What a pretty paint
well,
drawing.
actually, I screenshot it from somewhere.
Okay, so this is from 2017, right? So, folks, look at this, okay? This was the bear market during 2017, and throughout that, we had huge, like 40% dips almost 30%, 40%. These were normal. And we didn't really have that this time yet. Like, that's why I was thinking, like, usually markets like to cause fear and shake out the newbies, especially ones that get a lot of profits and get greedy. But that didn't really happen. Like Adrian was saying, it was really smooth run up. Everyone was all in profits. No one was scared. We were all fine and dandy. But look at this. This is normal even during a bull run. So I don't think the bull run is over. I think for a lot of reasons. I want to make a video about this week, actually. It's also an impromptu video about why I don't think the Bitcoin bull run is over at all for fundamental reasons and whatnot. So that answers some of y'all's questions in the live chat too. There's a lot of dump Tesla movements. Alt season, end of alt season, I don't think so either, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin starts moving faster. Hodl hodl, yes, 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 we're going to the moon.
So it was, yeah, it was actually really inevitable to happen. And since it's like the first real correction dip, yeah, in a bull market, we expect several of those. So
Yeah,
if this is
exactly.
only the first one,
It's
then
healthy.
there is still,
It's
it's
healthy to
actually
have
healthy. Yes.
these corrections, even though
If it
it's
wouldn't happen, the bull market would end
too soon.
far too soon.
Exactly.
So
So
yeah,
Lonic Beauty asks, do you think BTC will have a new all-time high this year? And my answer is yes. That's my personal opinion. Of course, I don't have a crystal
mine
ball.
too.
We don't know for sure, but I'm going to make a video this week with my strongest case as to why I think the bull run is not over based on on-chain metrics and other things. I'm not a chart trader. Adrian is a little bit more better with charts than me, but my case is going to be built off of fundamentals and on-chain metrics. So be on the lookout for that. Please like this stream if you don't mind, by the way. That would help us out immensely if you can just tap that like button real quick. Let's see. Okay. So it was really interesting because a couple days ago, China put out some FUD too, right? Let me search for this real quick. China crypto ban. Let's see if there's some big. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see. China crypto ban. Yeah, I mean, they announced so many bans before, but okay, here is, I like Decrypt. I have an article from them I want to share with y'all. Chinese Payments Associations back China's crypto ban in latest warning. They banned it several times before, but this is just a reminder. This is just them doubling down on the central bank's 2017 ban on financial institutions and payment firms engaging in crypto transactions. They also warned investors against crypto trading, which they describe as speculative. So blah, blah, blah. Yet another freaking regulator saying the same thing. But the point is, this was not a new ban. This was a reiteration of the old bans in the past few. It always comes out during bull cycles too. It's like China FUD is one of those recycled FUDs that we hear over and over. Like, when's the next bull cycle? Let's say like 3 years from now, 2024. Going to be Chinese FUD yet again, and some other, not only them but other countries or.
We've already seen it so often that it's become quite boring. Oh, it's like China banning again. It's like it's not impressive at all.
Yeah.
So I'm even wondering if that was the trigger to have this big dip. I mean,
it happened a few days ago. So it brought Bitcoin down to 43,000, which represented a decline of 22% in the last 7 days. So it wasn't the whole thing, right? The timeline was Elon, then China, then market manipulation, like whales dumping or something like that.
So we don't have some theoretical trigger that got us from the 40 range to the 30 range.
Nah, I think it's just pure market manipulation, to be honest with you. And look, China reiterates, this is not a new ban, folks. Not a new ban. Nothing new here. So, yeah, I would not worry too much about that. But one other point that I want to touch on is, so I'm on crypto Twitter a lot, okay? And I see people posting about Bitcoin analysis and price. And I follow both the technical analysts, the chart traders, and the fundamental analysts who look at on-chain data. They're different, right? You got pure charts, pure price action, and you got like on-chain metrics, which kind of tells you two different things if you think about it. But I follow both, and they've been differing in their opinions. And I want to get your take on this, Adrian, because the chart traders I've noticed have been bearish for quite a while. For not quite a while, but for like a couple weeks. They say they don't like the chart structure. They don't like the price action. Fundamentalists, on the other hand, say
they're mostly short-term bearish.
Right? Yeah, short-term bearish or short. Yeah, but fundamentalists say that everything looks rosy on chain and whatnot, that they think it's fine. But it looks like the technical traders were right this time. So that's something interesting to note.
But aren't the fundamentals more geared towards longer term developments? And I think most technical traders are also still bullish for the longer term.
Yeah, I mean, but they're more so tweeting on the fundamental side about like you know, the SOPR, the SOPR metric, like how many people are selling at a loss or something, because that tells us those details tell us something about what you think is going to happen to the price as well. Like if a lot of people are selling at a loss, that means it's like a lot of fear and whatnot. And they also look at the balances selling, like are the whales with over 1,000 BTC selling, are the dolphins or sharks like between 100 to 1,000 BTC, are they selling, and how those balances are changing, how guppies are selling. Those all give us details, and they didn't think that we would have like this drop was pretty surprising to them, just like the COVID drop, because a lot of fundamental analysts for Bitcoin said that we were already in a bull market in early 2020. And so the COVID flash crash came out of nowhere and shocked all of them. Like a lot of funds got wiped out, like Willy Woo's fund got wiped out because of that. It's just unexpected, right? So this was yet another unexpected event. And I want to show you what I was talking about on this is just one. I don't have the other ones, but Peter Brandt says analogs in terms of price action. He posted this before the huge dump too. So he thought that there's going to be a big crash, and it indeed came. The technical traders.
But those other two ended up being bear markets, right?
Yeah, but he just says the price action looks like that. I mean, I'm not sure if he's trying to say that we're going to be in a bear market or not. By the way, can you catch some of the live chats? I have something else I want to bring up real quick. Okay.
Yogoson says Bitcoin under 200-day moving average. Time
Dang,
to
really?
SCPL. Yeah, that was already today, right?
Did it
It
bounce back up?
actually it bounced back up to about around the 200-day moving average,
Uh huh.
which would be great if it would be staying there. I mean, that would be great. But I believe like under the 200-day moving average, there isn't really any real technical support
Yeah, they said it'd be
because we didn't
bloody.
have any corrections.
Exactly.
That means you have like you're gonna have like a free fall
Oh,
if
that's a
the
good
last
point.
point of support is going away. And do you remember that I pointed out before that we still have like a CME gap around 23,000
Dang,
from
you think we would
Christmas, I
get there?
believe.
Yeah, I remember, but that seemed really unlikely to get back there, though.
Yeah, but we were at 30,000 today, so that isn't so far away from 23,000.
Yeah. Where is so we got some great keep them coming. We got some great. Here I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. Okay.
Dave
Okay.
Douglas is also pointing to text time, which indeed we
Oh,
we mentioned earlier.
dang. So someone asked. Okay, who was it? Jago asked, "Can you guys look at stock to flow?" Yes, we can. Here, let me show you stock to flow now. Okay, so this is a Twitter bot called S2F Multiple. And what it does is that every day they post what the stock to flow model says and what the current price in like the actual Bitcoin market says and how different it is. Because if you guys don't remember, the theory is that Bitcoin's price is driven by its scarcity. So we can measure what the emission rate is compared to the current total supply. And that's how you get these charts right here. Okay, let me. Okay. See how well it has tracked? See how well Bitcoin has tracked this in history? Now, personally, if you ask me, I don't believe in stock to flow, but I mean, there is a case to be made for it that we just don't understand the relationship yet between Bitcoin's scarcity and its value. But right now, it has dipped below the stock to flow line, actually. So, usually in this bull market, we were above it. But now the actual price, the model price is 60,000, and the actual price it's lower. It's like 39. What is it? 38,000 now. So we're far lower than the model price, and this is as of
It should be between a certain range, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think they do an exact price based on like the exact amount
But
of
I mean
Bitcoin
more
mined.
in the idea behind the stock to flow model is that it behaves within a certain range, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the point is that you have an exact line for stock to flow, and the actual Bitcoin price sways above and below it, but it always gets pulled magnetically back towards that line,
Right.
whether it goes overshoots
Exactly.
or undershoots. But
Right.
but
Right.
you
Right.
can calculate that exact line through the data that's available, though. Like next 10 minutes, another Bitcoin is mined, so you got to tick it up a little bit. So that is quite interesting. Let me take a look at some more of the live chat right now. Ooh, a lot more people. If you guys don't mind, thank you for joining. This is an impromptu emergency live stream. Please give us a quick like and just feel free to write in the live chat if you don't mind. Summer's going to be a bloodbath, and we're looking at a huge recession. Ooh, new chaotic order in the stock markets too. Housing market trash, backed cap. You know what is also really interesting? This is probably completely unrelated to this, but BlockFi, they had a mistake in their referral system.
Ooh,
So
yes.
instead of paying people $700 worth of referral, they were paying people 700 Bitcoin worth of referral, which is like millions of dollars. And some people tried to withdraw them. I think a few were successful and then they threatened to sue them. They're like, if you don't give us back our funds, we're going to sue you, which they can, because remember, you have to KYC extensively to use those types of services. So they know exactly who you are. They can sue the crap out of you if you don't give them back their money. Yes, really. Let me show you real quick. Okay, one sec. Let's see. Thank you for the Jago. Thank you for this stock to flow idea. Like I said, this is a very impromptu. So if you have other stuff you want us to look at, then definitely write it in the live chat, and we'll try to get to it too. Okay, right here. I got it for y'all. Okay. BlockFi messed up. They give promo bonus to new users in BTC instead of USD. One of the users received 701 BTC. BlockFi is threatening the users to return the coins or he gets sued. Wow. 700, 100 Bitcoin. That is insane. Let us know in the live chat what you would do if you got 100 Bitcoin as your reward bonus in BlockFi. Would you try to withdraw it? Would you be like, peace, I'm out to Puerto Rico, or no, not Puerto Rico, I'm off to Brazil, peace, or something like that? That's quite funny.
But they paid it out in their account, so the point is you still had to like try to withdraw it. Am I right?
Yeah, but they do let you withdraw, not that much at once, but a lot. And one thing I wanted to show you is, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I don't leverage trade. This is why I don't margin trade. Look at this, okay? This is winners on the left. These are people who shorted. These are people who were long margin. John J. Brown on Twitter, 160 million in unrealized loss. Skyhopper, 40 million in unrealized loss. This is Bitfinex's leaderboard for most profitable traders using leverage products and margin. Rest in peace, John J. Brown. Rest in peace, Skyhopper, 3AC. My goodness. And you know the only winners out of this? The freaking exchanges. Bitfinex made so much cash from these traders who were degen long and whatnot.
But these are unrealized profits and losses, right? So these are still open positions.
Yeah, these are open positions.
Right.
160 million. Oh my goodness, guys.
So that's why, yeah, it depends on what someone's trading strategy is, obviously, and how deep your pockets are. But stop losses are usually like a good idea, especially overnight. As you can see, Bitcoin can drop quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And let's see. Stacking sats. That's good. Twilly Spree says his account would get hacked if that happened to him.
I see Yash Joshi um, mentioning that will Taproot affect the price positively?
Do you know
Because
about
that's
that?
also well, actually, I haven't been diving into it a lot, but they are at this point signaling to nodes if they are, if I'm not mistaken, if they are ready for Taproot.
Maybe we should make a video
And so
about that.
that's probably we should because I haven't really looked into it, but we already knew that Taproot was coming.
Does
Like I
Taproot
think we had
change
we
everything
mentioned.
about Bitcoin? Taproot
Well,
changes
not
everything.
I don't know if that's the case, but it will certainly upgrade the fundamentals of Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean the price has
Can you,
gone down quite a lot, but very soon the fundamentals are going to improve from a technological perspective
yeah.
because Taproot is supposed to make Bitcoin cheaper, I believe safer, and more privacy.
Yeah, and safer and more privacy. Got it. Got it. Let's see. One thing I'm curious about is the GBTC premium. Is there an easy way to look at that right now? Is it going to Grayscale site? Grayscale's GBTC. Um, Dang. Okay, this is taking too long. Their site is not letting me in easily. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So, what's also funny is um, this is kind of more like a meme topic, but Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports, he came out with that kind of really ridiculous and funny video saying that he was going to pick his own shitcoin, which is going to be Safe Moon in that case. And he got like 2 million views. It was such a funny video. I watched it like 5 times, and people like to make fun of him because he has paper hands. And they're like, is it the Dave Portnoy top? Because it's only like ridiculous paper handed people like him who come in near the top. So they're like, is it the Portnoy top? That's quite funny. By the way, is there any other topic you wanted to see real quick? Let's see. Um,
So,
yep. See the
so
live
I
chat.
think, I mean, because a lot of people at this point, maybe people are who are watching the stream are maybe relatively new into Bitcoin, so they might have not have the experience that more of the seasoned investors have with big drops and buying the dip moments,
Yeah.
having diamond hands, having paper hands, being scared of what's going to happen. And for those people, I would certainly recommend the people that are actually scared at this point, who have recently invested, maybe at a loss right now, and who are scared. I can definitely recommend one of Tim Pool's latest videos because he goes on quite a rant in favor of Bitcoin. So
Okay.
you should definitely check out his video. And he's making a strong case why we shouldn't fall for the tricks of the whales and China
They
because
definitely it definitely are a lot of scared like guppies and newbies, because if you look at the on-chain metrics, you can tell, like, is it the short-term holder selling, is it the long-term holder selling, because you can see every time the Bitcoin moves, right? So you can calculate who's actually switching hands. And right now, a lot of short-term holders are underwater, which means that they're currently in the negative from when they bought it, and they're scared. They're potentially selling right now. And
right.
yeah,
So he says
hopefully.
like the rich are scamming you into panic selling. Inflation warnings are real. That's what he's also making the case. Like inflation is growing, and the rich are trying to get into harder assets. and they are gearing up to get into Bitcoin as well. I mean, did you get the
Yeah.
article about Wells Fargo changing its tune and setting up strategies for their wealthy investors? That was coming out like today.
Yeah, so I got that link from you, but it was actually like gated, so I couldn't see it. It tried to make me pay for a subscription.
Oh,
It was like
really?
Business Insider, right? Or something like that.
Right. I have it here. I can just read the.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says Wells Fargo's Investment Institute is in the final stages of onboarding an active crypto strategy for its wealthy clients. Its president told us why the firm changed its mind on crypto and shared the key merits and risks of the investable asset,
I
which was
see.
published 6 hours ago. So that's what the rich and wealthy are doing, and the investment firms, while everyone is panic selling and yeah, making Bitcoin selling at a discount, right?
Yeah, and I saw some other tweet that was saying that institutions didn't have a favorable price that they can get in at. And so this is their opportunity to get in at a favorable price. They wanted to manipulate
And
the
they need
markets.
liquidity for that. People selling, they need liquidity to be able to even buy Bitcoin at lower prices and have enough Bitcoin available on the market to get in.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
don't fall for the tricks because he makes
Diamond hands.
let me
Diamond
diamond
hands.
hands. He said like Tim said, like poor people buy Bitcoin because they want to play the game like the rich people and make money by doing nothing. However, they put in the little savings they have and buy Bitcoin, usually at high prices, because that's the time that new poorer people come in. The newbies come in. They get scared by the news cycle, which is controlled by the influence of rich people and the falling prices, and they sell off at a loss because they can't afford to lose their savings, ending up being even poorer because they have weak hands. Diamond hands, people. Rich
Yeah,
people are gearing up to get on board and buy crypto, which means they have to find the supply and they need the liquidity. And how
exactly.
convenient that China suddenly announced some ban, and now all the poor people that don't know how the game is played panics and sell their
Yeah, a
coins at a
lot of
discount.
manipulation, folks. A lot of manipulation. You gotta hold with each other. That's why we have this community, right, on YouTube, on our Facebook, just in general, so that we can keep each other just like level headed and like, hey, calm down. We're in this for the long haul. Let's just dollar cost average. Let's buy the dip patiently, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And even if it
Yeah,
does
you should.
drop, right, we held it
Yeah,
all the way through for 4 years before we got these profits, right? Adrian and I saw huge drops and we didn't know how it was going to recover. And fortunately, it did recover. But here, I have some new tweets. I'm just going to scroll down some of the latest and best tweets. $750 million worth of Bitcoin was just moved off of exchanges in the last 10 minutes. Someone bought the dip.
well, there
Michael's,
you go.
there you go. There you go. Bill Miller, billionaire investor, says the Bitcoin correction is right in line with the moves we've seen many times before. This one in Bitcoin is pretty routine. Tom Brady says we just buy the dip. Over here, we just buy the dip. Straight from the GOAT. Okay. This is the Wells Fargo piece you're talking about. U.S. bank to start trading in Bitcoin. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Kathy Wood, the fund manager of ARK Investments, she said that this makes it more likely, in her opinion, for Bitcoin ETF approval. Not really sure where she got that from, but she also said that she still thinks Bitcoin could go into like 500,000 during this cycle. Not sure if that's going to be right. That seems a little bit over my personal targets, but hey, it's possible. We have seen some reasonable cases being made for a 500,000 target. Personally, I think somewhere in the 200,000 range. Just my 2 cents, guys. Don't hold me to that. That's just my 2 cents based on my experiences and all the different analysis that we've found. But I've seen people anywhere between like 60K was the top to like 1 million, and everything in between, like 100,000 is going to be the top, 200,000, 300,000, 500,000. It's like so many choices. So you just don't know. Anthony Pompliano, he whatchamacallit, he rolled out a pizza chain, a Bitcoin pizza chain. So that was okay. Bitcoin fully retraced today's dump, pushing into the zone where the drop initiated, looking strong.
And that's
According to
from
this,
how long ago?
that was from 24 minutes ago.
Okay.
This
So
was
that means we're probably above the 200-day moving average again.
Yeah, and look, this is exactly what Adrian said, folks. Bitcoin price hit a multi-month low as new traders panic sold their BTC to the hands of hungry whales. Those freaking whales always trying to take our precious Bitcoin. Freaking precious Bitcoin. This is true, though. Someone else in the live chat was saying this, that keep in mind there's a lot of new people here who have not been here before. Try to remember your first Bitcoin crash and be sympathetic. That is true, but to be honest,
and that's why I specifically mention, like, go and watch that video by Tim Pool, because it's really going to boost your confidence.
honestly, I don't think I was ever like that scared. More so maybe annoyed during the long and drawn out bear market. But during big dips in the bull market, I was never that scared because I was always planning on holding this for multi-year. That was always like my mental mindset, like don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and like
That's very
moon,
important too.
like moon or bust was my personal thinking. So I was never too worried about it.
No,
So
during the bear market, I didn't have any worries whatsoever, and we've seen it go from 20K to 3,000, and I didn't have any worries at any given day of the bear market. My first real dip, there I had more trouble going through that. I didn't. I believe I sold like I panic sold like a small portion,
yeah,
but that was the only time that I and it was, by the way, also with the first China ban that I went through, and
actually, to
after
be
that,
honest,
my hands were diamond again.
during the flash crash last year in COVID, when it went back down to 3K, that was a little bit scary for me, no lie. Because I was like, hey, we're so good recovering already. We were on our way to recovery. And then boom, 3K. Like, oh man, do we have to wait again? But fortunately, that was really,
How long did it even last, that dip, until it like significantly recovered?
I think it was
It
a
was like a
few,
couple of hours, right?
I'm not sure to be honest, but it was still in like that 5K range or so, which 5X
Hmm.
in the next like few months. So maybe this dip, we're on our way to 5X in the next few months. No, not sure, can't say for sure. But look, this is another thing, okay? Bitcoin just had both a $10,000 dip and a $10,000 pump in the same day, which is what we're saying. Like, we're going to get news headlines in the future that Bitcoin drops $100,000 today when it's like in the millions, right? Like Bitcoin's volatility can get us huge swings, but that's going to be how it goes as it continues to rise, unless it stabilizes if it gets like really true mass adoption one day.
And we lived like in the last 4 years, most of that period, Bitcoin has been under 10,000, right? And now it just moved like 10,000 up and down in like one day.
Yeah, this is a great one. I love, guys, I love on-chain data. This is my jam, like fundamentals on-chain data. Let's take a look and assess the damage. This is by Dilution Proof, so shout out to him. This was just a few minutes ago. I'm going to read out some highlights. Today's on-chain movements were similar to last week. Most of the coins moving were relatively young. Short-term holders are now at a net unrealized loss, not seen since the March 2020 COVID flash crash, and they appear to be capitulating at those levels. That's so people are selling. Newbies are selling, unfortunately.
Yeah,
These were
shaking out weekends.
these were a possible sign of inexperienced market participants capitulating. Today, we also saw a huge uptick in Bitcoin dominance. Altcoins were bleeding much harder. Finally, Bitcoin comes back. Look at this huge. This is the dominance charts. Bitcoin bounced back hard. I like to see that. I think Bitcoin leading the way is good. Um, there were some
And once again,
huge.
you should definitely look at what rich people are doing. Like Michael Saylor also tweeted out like 1 or 2 days ago that he was
He bought. Yeah, he bought more. He bought way more, like 10 million worth more. So
exactly.
this is really
So
interesting. I think exchange inflows and outflows is quite an interesting indicator for us. Not a guarantee, of course, but last week we saw some huge exchange inflows. So coins flowing into exchange to be dumped. Today's dip, there were few huge net outflows, which means that they're taking it to their cold storage or their custody solution.
and most importantly, what it was being said there, can you go a little bit higher again?
Yes.
A possible sign that a big entity is shopping at a discount.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Today's 10K candle was breathtaking to experience. Price bounced back and appears to be forming a beautiful capitulation wick. We gotta love those capitulation wicks because if it's just like trending down slowly, it's like not good. But capitulation wicks is like more confident that that's marks some sort of bottom. Would that be the right take?
Do you remember in I think 2019 we had like we also had like a bull rally, and at some point afterwards there was like a
Capitulation
also
wick
like a
too?
flash,
Yeah.
more like a flash crash because someone at Bitstamp had like a thick finger and sold like a huge. You remember that? There
Yeah,
was
those are
actually someone in Bitstamp accidentally selling like a huge amount of Bitcoin, which caused like like an enormous flash crash
yeah, definitely.
because it recovered like within. It happened like in half an hour, and it recovered like an hour after. So
Look.
everyone was.
This is what you said. Can today's candle even close above its 200-day moving average? Who's doing that heavy buying on Coinbase? You see this line right here? I don't know if you can see this, but this here. This is a 200-day, and it may get bid up above it to close. Wouldn't that be incredible if it
Yeah,
closed above its 200-day? Doesn't that mean that we're still more confident that the rally's intact? Bull's
I
intact
think definitely.
if we can close above the 200 days. So we have to see.
Uh, yes, and you have like a giant wick and holding the 200-day moving average. So that looks like everything is still intact.
A lot of liquidations um, appear to be a capitulation event. A lot of long liquidations there. Okay. Earlier today, he tweeted that he was worried about the positive funding rate. That's no longer the case. There's no not only did the leveraged longs get flushed out, the market is now net short. There is now a whale incentive to pump the price and liquidate shorts. Okay, he doesn't think it's the end of the bull market, so that matches your and mine analysis. This is based on our HODL metric and based on reserve risk. They haven't moved into the top zones yet. If this was not the end of the bull market, we would have just experienced the largest drawdown since 2013. These are extremely volatile times. Stay safe out here. You know what? I was thinking that a lot of people are saying when Bitcoin really matures and gets into like the millions, it's going to not be so volatile. I think it's a good thing that Bitcoin's volatile, to be honest. I think it allows for more like
At
true
this
trading
at
per
this
se. You can't
right,
really
right,
trade
right.
it if
At
it's
at
just
this
like a dollar.
at this stage, it's definitely one of its features, not a bug.
Yeah, but
However, at some point, if Bitcoin ever becomes some sort of a world reserve currency, then obviously you do want more stability. Then it can't swing in value, but it obviously won't swing in value anyway because of a wider adoption and perhaps being used as payments, products priced in Bitcoin
yeah, that's true. That's
and a
true.
huge market cap. There is going to be a time when Bitcoin is adopted enough, has a large market cap enough that it's not going to be as volatile as it is right now. But at this point in time, it's actually a necessary feature to be able to stay in the news cycle, to attract traders that are speculating. And for that, you obviously need to have a volatile asset.
Sounds good. Definitely agree. Okay, let's check out the live chat. Wow, we got over 200 people on here right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this impromptu live stream. We usually do these, like you see up top, every weekend. I know it's not the weekend right now, but today we had to do one. I launched a video about Solana earlier, and one of the comments was like, dude, no one's talking about altcoins right now. Everyone's talking about this big crash. What are you going to talk
Ooh,
about
one more
that?
thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing to look at. It might have changed already,
Uh-huh.
but Bitcoin dominance did show something interesting. I don't know if it's still visible.
What did it show? We just saw it on that guy's tweet. It bounced back up hard. Or
Oh, okay.
was there something in particular you wanted to see? It bounced from like
Uh,
40% to 44%, if I'm not mistaken. So a
right, right,
huge
right.
bump, which is
So
good.
at least well, the thing that I was wanted to say about that is that people that moved from altcoins into Bitcoin before this, they definitely have increased quite some in Satoshis. Maybe not in dollars yet, but at least in Satoshis,
Yeah.
they're definitely better off right now.
Stack your sats, folks. Stack your sats. A lot of people are saying that they're bearish on this summer. They're saying that maybe in the fall we'll have another bull run. Dang, so bull. So there's this Bitcoin conference that I'm going to actually in Miami soon, and everyone's making jokes. They're like everyone's gonna be. It went from like mansions and champagne to like McDonald's and to like McDonald's and job applications. Dude, when it was like all time highs, we were getting ready to like throw down and everything. People from Coinbase are going. They just IPO'd. Now everyone's like deep in the
Oh, what's
red. We're like
Coinbase doing?
also pretty far down if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Base stock price. Let's see. 225 right now. So
So
pretty low.
pretty low, but did it crash more or less than the market did?
Yeah, it crashed quite a bit. It was at 210 at the lowest, but it went back to 225. So it kind of does track Bitcoin a bit with its price action. Is
At
what I'm
least today, it
at least
did
today.
somewhat because
Pitar,
the market was down as well, right? Today,
yeah, it was down. Not as much. I think the S&P was down like 1 or 2% at most. Okay, so DMB says coordinated by whales and elites to accumulate. Yes, you're right. Pitar says I can't wait for ETH to fade away so he can buy a GPU for his computer finally. That was so funny. Nvidia is actually trying to do things to prevent people from buying their graphics cards for mining crypto. Isn't that crazy? Like they're like, we
oh,
want to give
really?
these to gamers rather than for crypto miners.
Because I remember in the last bull cycle, there was a huge shortage
Yeah.
of gaming cards because everyone was mining with it in during the crypto bull market in 2017. Nobody could get gaming cards.
Yeah, exactly. Justin's son bought the dip. He bought 150 million. Wow, worth of Bitcoin. We need a retest at the bottom. Just speculation. Apple's up. Elon Musk just sell already. Okay. Let's see. CRO. Maybe we can do a dedicated video on that, Tim. Timothy. Transactions aren't going through. Oh yeah, people are having problems sending transactions right now because it's so clogged. Like people are trying to panic sell, but it's like things are clogged up. ETH is taking like hours to send and everything. All the charts look the same. Salute. The bulls are licking their wounds and the bears are sharpening their claws. Interesting. All right, folks. Thank you so much, Adrian. Any final thoughts? I think I'm good, and we made this, kept this to an hour. Pretty good.
Yeah, I think we covered most of everything. We are still having diamond hands. We're buying the dip, or we're dollar cost averaging, which is
Buying the
always a
dip. I
good
bought the
idea.
dip today at $39,000 BTC. Didn't catch the 30,000 unfortunately, because I didn't have any resting buy orders. But I bought the dip. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Like you said, we usually do this every weekend. None this weekend because we're doing this impromptu stream now. But really appreciate y'all joining us. If you don't mind subscribing, clicking that like button real quick, that would help us out so much. Please join our channel. Join BFB fam. Great seeing y'all here as always. And cheers.
Bye bye.